Way too early with Pat. Your boy Patterson here. LAL Championship edition. Let's get it. What's up? What's up? You get a chance. It's on the Bleezy page to check out the replay from the championship game. There we go. Got the sound good. Cool. Let's get everything shared real quick to all the groups. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I swear I'm going to update my groups so you can make sure everybody tunes in. But yesterday we saw some, a bunch of views yesterday for the championship game. Big shout out to the LAL, Miss Tammy. I was up in the booth from that vantage point, checking out the game. Had some conversations after the game with players on a bunch of teams too. Big shout out to the Pharaohs for coming out and supporting. I didn't see East Penn out there, but I did see the semi-pro community, retired players, a bunch of retired players coming out, Duncan and Snake out there. A bunch of guys out there. I don't want to mention too many people because then if I leave you out, then it's going to be a, you saw me, you said what's up to me and all that. Big shout out to Anthony in the concession stand who had some amazing chicken wings for sale. I tried to go back because I got jammed up doing the halftime show. Try to see if I got everybody. I got jammed up doing the halftime show, and I got back to the concession stand a little too late, and as a result, I was trying to re-up on chicken wings. Is crazy, but they were that good. Semi-Pro HQ, what's up? New England, what's up? PA, what's up? Bleezy's, what's up? Jersey, what's up? Semi-Pro Sports Center, what's up? Semi-Pro Coast to Coast, what's up? And if you are coast to coast, and if you're in a region that's not ours, please post the scores or the champions from your particular local leagues so we can start kind of looking around, because now that championship weekend is over for one of the two leagues. For 3 out of the 4 leagues in the region, because ECFL and NEFL are already finished. And now the LAL is done, with the champions being the Brooklyn Seminoles. Big shout out to the Brooklyn Seminoles. Big shout out to the Brooklyn Seminoles as a result. Oh, so yeah, and of course I got a Noble sighting. So let me try to invite Noble, because what I do appreciate about Noble is Noble going to get on here and answer the tough questions, and I think he usually does. But let me put him to the test, because he had an issue with the MVP. So the MVP for the LAL championship game was split between Randy Anderson and G Block. G Block had 2 running touchdowns. He played I'm not going to say flawless. He played a very good game. The only knock that you could have on a championship performance, or any performance, again, if you were just arguing for the sake of argument's sake, is that he took a few too many sacks, and his receivers helped him out on 2 absolute moon balls. I was talking to him and Spina and a couple others at the end of the game yesterday, and hey, good morning. And I definitely told him, like, LaGuardia Airport caught at least one of those throws on their radar screen, because he absolutely freaking threw it up there. And hey, man, your receiver made a play and made a catch on it. And if you're on the defensive side of the ball, look at Noble's hold on for a second. So yeah, Noble's doing Noble things. Hold on for a second. So I'm asking Noble to come to the front of the congregation, so to speak. Let me see if I can send him a message without messing up. I guess I cannot. But if you could do me a favor, tag Noble in here. Actually, I could. Game happening. Boom. Okay. Interesting. Got a lot going on here. Good morning. Good morning. That was the post. Hey, what up, Drewski? And Yeah, if you want to come on here and talk what you saw, that's absolutely fine. I had a pretty good vantage point. There we go. Noble, what's up? Are you joining or not? Because I know football. Stop playing with me, my guy. Send a request. Sending a request. Um, Tyreek Noble. I'm not funny. I'm talking like it again. Let's have the conversation. I'm good with that. And if you believe that I'm wrong, then you can believe that I'm wrong. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning.
Oh, I flip the camera and flip it back to get my volume up. How you doing, sir?
You can hear me?
I can hear you perfectly fine.
I'm going
How's
to go
everything
downstairs.
today, sir?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Beautiful. So
I'm in
before
Cancun.
yeah, you know what? What I do appreciate about everybody from the Bears yesterday is that they just, you know, look, we had this particular performance. I have my own ideas on what contributed to the Bears not getting it done. You could disagree if you want,
Now
but
go
I
ahead.
know more football than you. So um we could talk about it. To me, let's start here first, and then we can go into your rant this morning about Randy and Randy getting part of the MVP award.
That was
So,
crazy, bro. Before you start, I just watched film.
okay,
I heard you say,
yep,
Randy, and you also said, I'm going to hear Tyreek's mouth is going to say, even Pat said you was holding me, right?
yes, he
He
was,
held me on that one. On the
he
first
did,
play of the game, he spit
yes,
me in a circle. That was a
yes,
whole two, and I still got the
yes,
G block. And I'm
he
just
was,
confused on what what Randy does after the play. If the play goes to the opposite side of me, and
uh-huh,
I'm just chilling, Randy
right,
starts grabbing and yelling and shit. So y'all
yep.
think that he's blocking me, but he not. But
No,
go
he's
ahead.
not. Absolutely not. He's definitely not blocking you, and he definitely was holding you, 100%. Here's the thing, though. It
I think the MVP was a little crazy, but that just showed me how good I am. Like, come on, like
Now, so I do have a follow-up question for that. Okay, so Randy deserved the MVP, and I'll tell you why for a couple reasons. The first reason is if you score a touchdown, right, and you were all let's say you false started or it was an offensive pass interference. At the end of the day, it's still a touchdown, correct?
yes.
Okay, so I can't penalize the guy when it comes to the award if he got the job done, even if he broke the rules to
Yo,
get the job done.
first of all, did you see the shit of the splits that he had?
I did.
That's legal.
Yes.
I'm gonna study that because that's how niggas. He's a small dude. I ain't gonna lie. Because it's like
Right.
the splits. It take away my angle on the quarterback. But he did his thing. He figured he did his scheme. He did his homework to know that you got to cheat your splits and give a 10 feet gap and shit. But
All
he
right.
did his
So
thing. He
now
did
are
his
you are
thing.
you starting to agree with me more that the fact that he was holding does not is not relevant to the MVP?
I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. He did a good job holding and getting me out when he was holding. Because every
Uh,
play he held, it mattered. Every play
it
he held,
matters.
it
It
mattered.
definitely did.
Right?
Yes.
But come on, gang. We gotta talk about the rest. But I ain't gonna talk about it because I'm
No,
playing
no, you could
semi-pro.
you
But
could definitely talk about it, but when it comes to giving that man that award, when it comes down to it, and this
and then
was
look, I'm looking at the game. He wasn't even in the game on some of the plays.
here's the thing, and I said it multiple times. You could hear it on the broadcast. On the third and longs, on the fourth and longs that they converted, they were all to the right side of the field, whether you were there or not.
After what they was
And by the
all to
way,
the right side of
hold
the
on.
field after we all missed G block.
And what? But I get that. But most of the times in which you even hear me say, "Well, Noble's not on that side right now," and they threw it to that side, it was the right side. So when you moved from that, well, it would be your left end spot, and I would have to see what your frequency. If you wanted to relate it to yourself, if you wanted to go with the frequency of how many times you were lined up at left end, I would be very intrigued by that. But when it came down to it, and I don't like to mention his name often because I do not like that man. But when Molly and Randy were lined up on the right side, that's where they were going, and everybody knew where they were going, and they still got those critical yardage. And by the way,
Okay, now watch this. I urge my fault, right? I also heard
your
you say
defense, so your defense did not force the Knowles off the field in the whole entire first
that
half.
shit pissed me off, bro. That shit pissed me off, bro.
Coach knows football. So I don't even know why you typed that to me. I feel
No,
some type
because
of
the
way.
way you say, I look, you see how you said the pass was completed to the right side when Randy,
Correct.
when I was on the right side, was the pass completed to the right side?
No, but again,
Okay.
I said that on the
Yo,
broadcast.
yo, bro.
right? And that again, it doesn't make him the MVP
Yo, you
for
don't
you.
understand. Niggas be trying to say you know football, bro. I watch football every day on TV, right? I
Uh,
watch the Giants play. We got great defensive linemen. We got Brian Burns. We got Thibodeau, right? Them niggas don't play DN on the same nigga. I watch my Kyle Parsons go against Trent Williams, right? How many reps he going against Trent Williams? You know what I'm saying? Niggas be trying to make me stay in one spot because they know I'm dangerous. They try to use that as an excuse. But all I'm knowing, Randy didn't get MVP for blocking me, though. That's all I'm gonna say. He
No, I
got
didn't say
MVP
that.
for
No,
blocking
I didn't
other
say that. I
niggas.
said Randy got MVP for the body of work that he had and the fact that the Knowles critical points from the line perspective were on the right side. And by the way, most of the big plays that occurred in terms of jamming up Kevin Pear in the backfield and the times in which yards were not given were really on the when they tried to go to the left side. So that's why through just that it made sense to for him to be the MVP, and especially again after the personal foul penalties, and it was like 3rd and 30, and it was freaking 2nd and 27,
And
and
that
they're
was
picking
all
up.
G block. You know how? I ain't gonna lie. I was getting there and I ain't gonna lie. I missed tackles.
Mhm.
Niggas, if y'all got something to say to me, y'all come do it then. Word. But anyway, right?
All
Right?
right.
He was getting the passes off, but it wasn't like he had a clean pocket. He broke 3 sacks and then threw the pass 50 yards. But nah, I get what y'all saying. Like, congratulations. No, we just talking football for the niggas in the comments. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to justify that. I think the MVP was a little, you know, a little crazy.
Mhm.
But congratulations to the Nose. They're a great organization. They turned that shit on and they knocked us out the park. I'll be
Indeed.
back though.
Indeed, that's what's up. I appreciate that. Now, the next part, actually, first I want to talk to Flash in the comments because I heard him yesterday, and he was complaining about the MVP, and I don't support complaining about MVPs. Even if you feel as though somebody else should have gotten it or you should have gotten it, you shouldn't be complaining, especially before the man even puts his hands on the MVP trophy. But let's talk about the interceptions. The interceptions that were had by the Knowles defense were on 4th down. They weren't. In fact, the first 2 interceptions, I should say, not only did they not help really the Seminoles, they kind of hurt the Seminoles because it was a change in field position. Because on 4th down, if you just batted the ball down, their field position for the Knowles offense would have been better. So just that's the whole thing about just seeing a stat line. The stat line says, "Oh, you got 2 interceptions there," and I even debated with the other broadcaster, Bill from the Bears, on whether the Knowles were intercepting the ball to their detriment in terms of yardage, just purely and simple to mess with the heads of the Bears or to try to rattle the quarterback. But you gave up 10, 15 yards both times of field position because of the interception. So I don't see how you can make the claim that that is MVP worthy
Who
material. It
decides who
is.
the MVP was?
Was that?
Who decided who the MVP was?
That was Tammy. She asked me for my opinion, and I definitely agreed with her. But that was I'm not sure who else. Let me not say Tammy. Tammy asked me what my opinion was. I gave her my MVP. Yes, I should have batted down, but f that. No, I respected Flash, and as a defensive back, I mean, I
I'm
want
gonna
my
caught the
stats.
pick too.
I get it, but when you talk about the impact on the game, you can't say that those 2 interceptions made an impact on the game because if the ball had just dropped to the floor, the Knowles would have been in better position on
I'm gonna
offense.
keep it a
So,
buck, Flash. Whenever you caught them picks, I ain't gonna lie, it didn't impact the game because I didn't even know you caught 2 picks. So they probably right. But congratulations, though.
and
I'm
by the
not
way,
trying to say nothing.
keep in mind the
Enrique,
first.
stop typing because even though I ain't do nothing, I still did more than you, Enrique. I did more than both
Oh,
of y'all
don't do that.
defensive
Give
niggas.
you can't. No. It's not
I don't
Wednesday
care. I
yet.
don't care. That's my man's,
You
but I
can't
did
talk
more
to
than you
that.
still.
You can't talk to that man till Wednesday. That's the rule. But the fact that the punt, I don't even want to say block punt because it was just the bad snap over the punter's head. Um, that was the first points that the Knowles scored, right? And then the second and third possessions were with the interceptions. So the funny thing is, the interceptions were like the longest punts. It served as a punt for the Bears. It was better than the punt. The 2 interceptions for the Knowles was better than when the Bears tried to punt the ball. Oh, okay, got it. So Flash says those interceptions got in Juan's head for real. Mind game, trust my offense was going to score regardless. Gotcha. You know, I made that claim, but again, from just an X's and O's standpoint. And by the way, you know who disagrees with you? Spina, because Spina was like, "Yeah, this guy just could have knocked the ball down, and I would have like got 15 yards and 10,
Yo,
10 yards or more."
yo,
Come
Omar.
on, man. I'm
Yo,
trying to work
Omar,
it.
you had a sack? Yo, Enrique, you had a sack? Because y'all niggas was quiet too. So y'all on here to congratulations. Y'all team did what they had to do.
I wouldn't say quiet. I
No,
would
they was
say
because if I was quiet, they definitely. How about that? If I was quiet, they definitely was quiet. Because I'm
no.
watching the
See,
game too.
yeah, but see, I would say that there was very good because you have two very smart coaching staffs and two very smart quarterbacks that knew that well, G-Bog wasn't getting the ball off that quick, but one knew he had to get the ball off quick, and of course G was very aware of the blitz. And keep in mind, he knew when at that particular point when to go down and take the sack and just get to the next down. It appeared as though the Bears secondary just couldn't get that turnover. The Bears defense just couldn't get off the field, especially in the first half. So that's what we were looking towards, and especially that the punt miscue, and then right before the half, you scored before the half, which was critical. But then the Knowles get the ball back first possession of the second half, and they march down the field. Like that can't happen. So anyway, what else you got from yesterday? What was another one of your takeaways?
For me,
Yep.
I don't have no takeaways. This was a good game. The Knowles they just overpowered us. Like they were just the better team. You could tell that, they look like we look like we ain't belong. So I don't really got nothing to really say besides that, niggas was holding and they got MVP and that's crazy to me. But that was it. It was a good game. Like it was still fun. It's always a pleasure to go out there and play football every time, anytime I could do that. The loss was, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like, I didn't have a Tyreek Noble game. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? But it
Understood. Yeah.
happens.
Indeed, indeed. And by the way, what was up with all the offsides penalties?
It's
The
crazy.
back.
I didn't come out the game. I ain't jump on sides,
I didn't
nothing.
say
No,
that.
I'm just saying. But
There was
I think
a
I
bunch
don't
of
know.
free plays, my guy. A bunch of free plays
I
that
know.
that hurts y'all big time. And again, when you talk about the point in which the Bears defense can get off the field, I think one of the offsides was on a third and long,
It was a
and then
third and
another one was like,
long.
yeah, and gave them an extra play, and then couldn't get off the field. So when it comes down to why the Bears lost the game, again, the Knowles did what they were supposed to do, 100%.
Yeah.
But on top of it, giving them extra plays and giving them extra yardage is crazy. Like, did you like y'all and you guys? It was unnecessary. It was completely unnecessary. It wasn't like they were getting there faster because they weren't. So yeah, so the penalties were a big thing with me when it came to the Bears, and the second thing is there was too many drop passes. Your receivers dropped way too many passes,
Yeah,
way too many
yeah.
at critical points too. And Juan was throwing a good football. I can't even put that on Juan, by the way, because he again the two interceptions he threw were like throwaways on fourth down and changed the possession, just as we said. But there was a couple where he just put it right in,
Yeah, at
right
the
on.
beginning of the game too. To be honest, like in sports, they got like this saying, like if a team come out, like when they score right on the punt, that's like a tone thing. So it'd be like, damn, like that's the momentum right there. If we just would have handled that punt situation better, I think things would have been different. But the Nose did they shit. My son Rax, they found the place for Rax. Like they did a good job. I ain't gonna lie, they coached well. Everybody was in the game and shit. Niggas was doing their shit.
There you go. All right, my guy. Well, you enjoy the rest of your Cancun vacation. Appreciate you, and I'm sure we'll be hearing from you soon.
I bet.
All right, my guy. All right. So that was Noble. What's going on? What's going on? So that was my takeaways from the championship game yesterday. Again, anybody else want to come on and, and talk about what happened in the LAL chip game? I'm all for it. No problem. I was able to get out there. Again, big shout out. The punt was getting, yeah. Playing against the Knowles as tough as it is, playing the Knowles when you have to start out chasing points, absolutely tougher, indeed, and definitely, yeah. And when the Knowles play with their ears pinned back, then you got problems. So here's the other part of it. I was impressed, by the way, by Ward, the running back from the Bears, yesterday. Um, Between the 20s, from 20 to 20, he was gassing things. And then big shout out to the Knowles defense. As soon as they got past like the 30, like the 40, 30-yard line, going in, getting towards the 20, they just said, okay, you're not going to run with us. You're not going to run on us anymore. And at that point, that's when I was kind of like, not second guessing, but I talked to Jason Walker afterwards about not envying him at all, because although the runs are getting the yardage and you're moving the ball, well, now when you get down into the 30 and the 20, you're trying to make money. Now you have to throw the ball. And is your quarterback and your receivers actually in rhythm and have something going where you could get that score? But again, shout out to the Knowles champs. Congratulations, and we'll turn that page in a second. And big shout out to the Bears again on the national scene. Oh, these guys are bums, blah blah blah. And they didn't lose to some suckers. They lost to a very elite team. So it is what it is. Big shout out to and big shout out to the LAL. What's up next? Didn't hear much from the Sharks yesterday. We had an upset in the EFA. In the EFA, I say upset because they were previously undefeated. I don't want my Gravediggers family members to run down on me because I said, yeah, the Bears are tough. I don't want my Gravediggers family members to run down on me because I said the word upset because they won, but they beat the New York Bandits, knocking the Bandits out from the ranks of the undefeated when it comes to league play. I did have a conversation with Sean Kelman. What up, Will? About what happened yesterday. He was on his way back from vacation. He was not. Oh, the Sharks was off. Okay, cool. He was on his way back from vacation and was not at the game. He kind of gave me secondhand reporting of what occurred, so I'm going to save the analysis on that one until I can either get the footage myself or we can get one of the coaches or players that was actually there for that. But that makes things kind of interesting because now you end up with the Bandits, the Gravediggers, essentially. Actually, no, they wouldn't be tied at all because the Gravediggers lost to the Demon Knights. So the Bandits still sit at the 1 seed. However, I'm not going to sit here and act as though the game is meaningless because the Bandits have the number 1 seed locked up. If we end up with a rematch in the championship game where the Bandits, and I got to say the Bandits at this particular point are kind of like a freebie into the championship because at this point the 4 seed would be one of 2 winless teams in the Tar Heels or the not Bears, sorry, the Tar Heels or the Mountaineers. No, Jesus Christ, Kingston Lions. Sorry, the name eluded me for a second there. There was no footage because I was like, nope, we don't take footage of that around here. Yeah, so the Kingston Lions are winless. The Connecticut Tar Heels winless. So that would be the Bandits' path to the championship game, which is basically a unencumbered path. And then you have Demon Knights versus the Gravediggers. So here's the funny thing: if you're a Bandit fan, you probably do not want to see the Gravediggers again. You probably don't. And no disrespect to the Demon Knights, but the Bandits historically have played the Demon Knights a lot better than they've been playing the Gravediggers. And every time, see, look at this. So to all my Patterson family, Gravedigger family, the Bandits, I don't think have ever beaten the Gravediggers in the state of New Jersey. So there's that part. So there's only the game that we filmed it. Gotcha. So yeah, so since the Bandits have not beaten the Gravediggers again this year in New Jersey, now if it sets up for a championship rematch, which I assume is going to be at the hallowed grounds, which is becoming the hallowed grounds of championships, by the way, or semi-pro football in general, which is Facina Field in New Rochelle, then that's a case where the Gravediggers have never beaten the Bandits there. But this gives them some confidence. I tell you that. So anyway, Cuzzo, if you could give us a breakdown of what on earth happened. Because I say what on earth not because the Bandits lost, because we've seen that before. I'm saying it because it wasn't even close. I don't have the exact score, but I believe it was a 2-score margin. It might have been a 3-score margin. But yeah, it was nasty work. So, but again, if Sean Kelman was on vacation and that's the only loss of the year, I'd hate to be. I kind of want to see what practice looks like this week because I know Coach Black is going to be blacking out on people. Quick story. 2 times I've had to step in and run a team or be a head coach for a team that was not mine for a particular week. One of them was for the New York Bandits, and the coach at the time, I think the only coach at that point in history, okay, 2-score game and turnovers. Okay, cool, got it. So the 2 times that I've had to take over a team for a week, no OC or DC. Well, that's not good. So but here's the thing. No OCDC. I get that. Okay, got it. So the keys get handed to me, right? And the 2 men that handed me the keys to their programs as head coaches and owners was Billy Batson of the New York Bandits and Coach D from the Harlem Gators. And again, this is when they were coaching. So whatever it was, Bill had something going on. He wasn't at the game. Hey, Pat, can you step in? I didn't even step in during the course of the week. And I know for a fact, just knowing how Coach Black is, he definitely had instructions for practice and this and that. I'm not sure if he's the head coach there, but he's definitely a heavy presence there just by, being around them and what have you. On top of it, when I was given the keys, I didn't have a chance to really go over practice in practice how it was going to look and really get the rapport with players on a head coaching level. And I had to step in. And both times, I literally was like, everybody, let's keep things exactly the same. Don't do any uncharacteristic stuff. Don't do anything different than what got us here, especially if we were at the time 5-0, 6-0, or whatever it was. And for the Bandits yesterday, they were 7-0 going into that game. So my whole goal, long story short, is to just return the car without a scratch or a dent on it. And they put regular gas in a Ferrari and gave it back to Coach Black. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. And Coach Q, because I'm looking at OC and DC, and that's pretty much where it is. So I don't know how those guys, based on the fact that we're in like 19 games in, when it came to the new regime that has turned the Bandit program around, how the people that are supposed to be next man up, and again, when you go to some of these games, Bandits included. So again, I definitely have criticism for everybody, even family. The next man up should be ready to keep the regime as it has been and to keep on doing the same exact things that we've seen them do. So that's disappointing that they went in a different direction just because, 2 of their coaches weren't there. At this point, it should be automatic. That I know how that machine runs. And by the way, that's how Coach Black references it, which is it's a machine. It's you work the system, and if you fail, it's just because you didn't work the system. So if it was a close game and this and that, okay, got it, whatever. But for a 2-score game and it not being competitive, nah. Again, just my opinion. And that's pretty much it. So let's check to see what's going on. If anybody is around that wants to comment on the championship or anything that happened yesterday. Oh, I'm going to ask Randy if he wants to add since we gave Noble the opportunity. Big shout out to Nessa since she was at the game yesterday. Big shout out to all the family that's, hey, what's going on, sir?
What up, what up, what up?
How you doing, champ?
I'm fried right now.
That's what's up. Okay, so championship vibes. Noble was really hurt, like really, really hurt and upset that you got MVP, and he was trying to question me to the hell, like, why is that? I don't. He took it personal.
He should have.
How many times did he line up against you yesterday?
Uh, I don't even know, but I know at some point he did exactly what I told him not to do. You know what I'm saying? The post said, "Don't run, don't go to D tackle, don't go to the other side." And what do he do after he get his ass whooped?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Now, he said that you were holding.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I saw some holding.
So
I didn't
what?
see. I didn't see
Did,
any flags.
did you see a flag?
I
Exactly.
I did not see a flag.
Exactly. I was holding. He was playing dirty. He even punched me in my face one time. You know what I'm saying? But it get like that. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed,
So
I
good.
do. You know what? Having the two of you on separate sides
Mm-hmm.
for a part of the season has actually been a model for what rivalry football should be,
Mm-hmm.
instead of some of the nonsense that we see on the boards when people get in their emotions because they can't take not being the best all the time, or not or losing, just can't take losing in general.
Right.
So it is refreshing. So I'm about to head out, but any words that some championship talk ahead, since everybody else on the other side can't say anything until Wednesday per the rules.
No, I ain't got too much to say about the Bears. The Bears are tough, bro. The Bears are tough. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, that shit was easy." I mean, we did what we were supposed to do, but the Bears are definitely a tough team. Like, shout out to the Bears. Everybody from the O line to the D line to the running backs, they are fucking a force to be reckoned with. I saw some ranking. They was like ranked like 69th or some shit. That was crazy. I don't know if you saw that yet, but like the Nose were ranked number one and they were ranked 69th. That shit didn't make no sense to me.
None. It doesn't
Um,
make any sense.
yeah, it
And
doesn't make any sense.
I think Daru Duncan from the Midwest was talking about the Knowles need to play the Detroit Ravens,
Hmm.
and Coach Crow from the Sunshine Bowl is talking about what the Knowles have to do in order to earn the primetime game.
Yeah,
There were concerns because of the LAL schedule this year being kind of hinky. Luckily, the Knowles were able to get that Sharks game in early before the Sharks did what they
right,
did.
right,
Luckily, the Knowles were able to play the Gravediggers as an extra game because the second game against the Pharaohs did not play. So now it appears as though, in order to really solidify that, we need another Knowles game before Florida. Is there any team based on? I know that you watched way too early with Pat, and
hmm,
you've seen my rankings. I
hmm.
know how we do it in the region. Is there anybody that you have your sights set on that you think should stamp the Knowles ticket back to that 7 p.m. national championship game?
Um, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I haven't really been like too tapped in with like other teams outside of our region, but I've been hearing about the Ravens. I've been hearing about the Racane or whatever. Is that the same? Is it the same
Right.
team?
No, Racine Raiders is out of
Racing.
Wisconsin. Yep.
Oh,
Detroit's out
okay.
of Detroit,
Yeah,
Michigan. Yeah.
I've been seeing like some stuff with that. I don't really care who we play. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What
I
about the
don't.
New England Bombers?
Never heard
Because
of them.
never heard of it. It was great.
Nah.
Now here's the thing. I'm glad that you said that. So I was talking to Speedy yesterday. I've had
Mm,
conversations with Crow. I've had conversations with Duncan, some of the
yeah.
heavy hitters when it comes to this national picture and such.
Yeah.
So my
Hmm.
opinion
Yeah.
is New England is kind of resigned to, we play in New England and then we play in Florida. We're not mixing it up. No, no, no. Our area is kind of certified or whatever. And the Bombers are legit.
Mm,
Um, will they take a trip to Florida without having to go through the ECFL champ, which is the Northeast Bulls, or going through the Knolls, or going through the EFA champion? I think so. But what I would implore the folks on the national level to do is
mm,
make teams play at least one regional game
mm.
against another champ before even entertaining putting them in the primetime game in Florida.
Right. That makes sense.
Um, right. So for the Knowles, like the Knowles if they were to play the Bombers, and I would say right now, in years past, I would say Bombers have to come down to Brooklyn and let's give them the work. The Bombers are undefeated, and they had a straight AAA schedule. As in AAA, they have a tiered system. They played the best teams in New England, so that's legit. But they haven't played the ECFL champ, and they haven't played anybody outside of their league. So I would say Knowles, go up to New England, play the Bombers. If they beat the Bombers, 7 o'clock game against the Detroit Ravens. Now, the reason why I'm not making Detroit do the same thing, by the way, is because Detroit, in their season, instead of sitting for the games that the Knowles sat, they played top competition from other leagues in their league season. So that's why I'm giving the Detroit Ravens a pass to get to Florida. I wouldn't even be mad at them if they took the 7 p.m. game. They have the history and they have the resume this season with their schedule from this season. But the Knowles need one game. One game. So I think the Bombers should take that game. If the Bombers don't take that game, which I don't think they would, but my guy 2-4 will speak to that. I'll try to see if they're interested, because I spoke to Spina yesterday, and Spina definitely understands the assignment, and he knows that he's probably got to put the team on the field one more time before getting back to where they need to be. Because the Knowles are not going to Florida for no bowl game.
Yeah, no, we already know that. We already know that we had to play at least one more game to get that primetime game in nationals. They don't. This is, I don't really know too much. Like I said, I don't really be tapped in like that. But the Knowles are just 14-0 and won a league championship and national championship, ranked number 1 in the nation last season. Does that doesn't carry over, correct?
That does it. Okay, so the official answer probably should be no, I should say, because it's per season. However, the committee does consider the resume of the team, which is, by the way, why the Bears are so overlooked, because teams outside of the region don't really know who the Bears are. Now, the Bears have been around for a while. The Bears have been around for, when the Dutchess County Bears started, that was like 5-star days. So they're a program that's over 10 years old. But in terms of them playing what they deem to be AAA top caliber football, we're talking about the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Which goes to show, by the way, and Spina agreed, that the EFA needs to be a AAA league. If the LAL, especially after all of the decrease in teams and everything, if the LAL is AAA, the EFA has to be AAA. And when you look at the EFA teams playing elsewhere, when they go and travel to Vegas, when they go to travel, around the country and such, when the Bandits went down to the Carolinas and such, and you're beating Carolina teams in Carolina, you're beating Texas teams in Texas. That's not a AA function. That's a AAA function.
Right,
even if you beat a top caliber AA team in the South, but you're playing them when they're driving distance. And I mean, you guys drive anywhere, but for me, I'm not going to North Carolina driving. I'm flying. I'm taking a flight. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going flying distance to somebody else's neighborhood drive type of thing, and you're beating them, that's not AA behavior. Definitely not. So your buddy wants to join. Hold on for a second. There you go. So I think if the EFA is also respected as AAA, those crossover games between the EFA and the LAL, they matter a lot more. So as we're beating up each other here in the region during the course of the regular season and such, we just have to keep in mind that when we go to nationals, and we've been calling guys bums all year, that when we get to nationals, they're going to say, but you beat a bunch of bums. You even said that they're bums. Kind of counterintuitive. So Noble, I tried to add you. It says it's trying to add. I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm sure you and Randy could go live later. That'd be an awesome conversation between the two of y'all. So, all right, my guy. Oh, there it is. There it is. What's up, dude?
No, you heard what Pat said? You ain't get MVP from blocking me, but you had a good game everywhere else, you heard?
What's up, low man?
What's good, big bro? You did your shit though. You did your shit. You figured it out with your splits too. That shit had me pissed off watching that.
Listen, man,
But you
I
ain't get
told you.
MVP on my head though. You gotta tell the people how it is though, cause I know you watch film, bro.
Of course, I watched
You
film.
held me like on the first play of the game, hold, no flag. 3
So
plays later, hold,
go
no
ahead, go
flag.
ahead.
This is the real shit, gang.
Go
So
ahead.
I'm gonna let you know you did your
So
shit though.
what? All
It's
right.
only
So what?
competitive.
So listen,
You
what
the
did I
best.
tell you in the parking lot?
What you do? I was fake fried. What you told
All
me?
right, cool. So when I got to the parking lot, you said exactly what you just said just now. I said our first 3 plays was literally designed freeze plays. So you feeling like you was getting off and I was holding you was literally because I'm waiting for the ball to be snapped because Gerard came over twice. You went off sides once. And the first 2 was no flags. The second one, it was a flag. Remember, and I was calling you a dummy, and I grabbed you up and you hit me. And we went like 15 yards down the field. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are free plays. But then when they were live plays, it was clamps for you.
When it was live plays, you know what you did on live plays? You went to go down block.
2 times.
Like
And then
3 times on the first drive, you down block.
every other play after that, when you saw me, what
And
did
the
you do?
only reason why you able to post because I missed the sack. You know that, right? I
That's
killed you,
cool.
and then T-Block got outside. So I
I
confused
fucked
why
you.
everybody making
I
it seem like
fucked
you
you.
tripped.
I clamped you. Every single play, I clamped you, bro. You crazy?
You said
Look,
what?
this is
Wait,
what we
hold
can
on.
do. We can go live and literally share the screen and watch film together. We could do that. We could do
I'm just
that.
saying, I went on the first 2 drives of the game. I lined up on your side, and it didn't look like I got dominated. I watched the film. You lost a lot of reps, and
So
you
why?
held a lot.
So why did you leave?
But you won though. You big bro. You feel me? You won
Wait, why did you leave?
because I had to go somewhere else, nigga.
Why?
Because I'm not about to just stay on the left side the whole game.
Why not?
You needed to.
Micah Parsons would go up against the
Michael
best D.
Parsons, what? You see
Let
how
me
niggas
tell you.
lie?
Hear me out.
Michael Parsons
You're
played
not
today?
hearing me. You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. Micah Parsons would go up against Lane Johnson and stay with Lane Johnson all game.
No. That is a fib.
Facts.
That is a
That is
fib.
facts.
Yo, Pat, you not gonna say nothing? That's a fib. I watch
That's
football.
not a
Michael
fib.
Parsons lines up in
I
the middle.
watch
He
it
lines up on
too.
the other side. He lines up at nose guard. What are you
You're not
talking
hearing
about?
me. You're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
mentioning Lane Johnson, which means that is a top tier tackle. So he's gonna go up against top comp and stay there. When there's not top competition that he's going up against, he's all over the fucking D line.
And there is a reason
Facts.
for that because if Lane Johnson is dominating his matchup, then the Eagles are going to run right behind him, and it's going to be a long day.
Come on now.
Now, here's the thing. This is why I say, hindsight being 2020, that you should have stayed on that side because one, that's where the Knowles offense was going through. So I'm going to put my best to prevent their best. And I've always played Tony Spina teams like this. I'm going to take away their bet, like whatever they want to do first, I'm going to take that away. And if they beat me with their second option or third option, God bless them. Cool, you got that. But you can't tell me G rolling out to the right or throwing to the right is not a lot more comfortable than him rolling out to the left.
That's facts.
Yeah.
So why are you on the side that he's less effective on?
I
That
was on
doesn't
both
make
sides.
sense.
Nah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but he rolled out to both sides.
Where
Nah.
if you looked at
If you
where his
watch film, bro,
completions
he
were,
rolled out to the right a lot.
he throws a better ball
All right,
than
now watch
moving to
this.
the right.
When I was on your side on the right, did he roll out
Twice.
Yeah, but
on me? Did he roll out on me?
but
Twice.
he,
He rolled out one play, and it's because you lost, and it was a broken play. It wasn't a
but
design
but
rollout
that's the
play.
other thing. Even in the pocket, which is again why the man got MVP. Even when in the pocket, when he throws to the right, he throws a better football to the right, just from the mechanics of it, right? So my question still remains: why are you going to go to the side where he's weaker throwing the ball? So if I have my best player in the path of where he throws the best, then if he throws to the opposite side, even if I don't have my best over there, at least I have God, who may not have blessed him with 100% accuracy on that side, kind of intervening, and my defensive players on that side have a better chance of recovering. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I totally understand what you're saying. I just feel like, you can rush from anywhere. It's not always about stopping the throw. It's about getting to the quarterback, too, and getting pressure, too. So if I rush through the middle, it's a different angle that he got to, juke. Maybe it fuck up the way he think a little more. You get what I'm saying? It's worked
Yeah.
before against G-Block.
if you were going up against a team that's a great team that runs the ball 0 times a game, would you be on the defensive line? No, you would be at linebacker level, correct? Because they're throwing the ball every single play, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so literally you did the same thing with the left to the right, which is they're at this point dominating on the right side. They're good to the left side, but they were dominating to the right side.
When I
Because
wasn't on the right side.
having nothing to do with the matchups and everything to do with G block or right-handed quarterbacks in general, naturally being able to throw better going to the right. My vision is better because, I mean, how many times have we seen a G block picture where his shoulders are like this, right? Right? So if he's like this, where am I going to throw better? Where I'm looking at, which is to the right. So in order for him to throw to the left, you have to have him either open his shoulders or actually break the pocket. So what do you think he's going to do? He's going to open his shoulders and then throw the ball. He's not going to roll out if you're there. He's just going to open his shoulders. However, better option, instead of opening my shoulders and going to the left, let me just throw it to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say one thing, Randy. You a good run blocker against me? Cause you keep saying that Lane Johnson shit. Randy can't run block against me, so we're not gonna say that I gotta stay on his side because they're gonna run to his side. He's not a good run blocker. He's a good kick step because he's gonna get to the spot. But we're not gonna do that Lane Johnson shit.
When you move to D tackle, you stop the run game like that. But again, that wasn't gonna save the game. Saving the game would be preventing G block from throwing on 3rd and 30. On second
Nigga,
and 26.
Yo, bro, I get that, right? It's 3rd and 30. A nigga breaking 3 sacks game. This nigga was unstoppable yesterday. Word of my mother. Nigga, we trying to stop the nigga from throwing. He throwing it, and then he throwing head taps. Like, the niggas is there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but niggas is just not making the play.
Yep. He definitely had the two orbit balls that were thrown.
That shit Mike Laurie caught was crazy, gang. But that was a good catch. I'll give him the props for that.
Indeed. So, all right, last words because I have to get to a soccer game.
Yo, Randy, congrats, bro. You know it's all love, though. You
saw me hit that. You saw me hit that softball yesterday. I got a freaking warning track, pal. You saw that?
No, I didn't see that.
You got that's some bullshit. See, you were preparing for a championship game, so I'll give you a pass.
We wasn't allowed on the field when you was playing softball.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, yo, I gotta get back to work. I'll let you.
All right, say that. I'm gonna come to the Apple store.
Congratulations to the Knowles. Great season to the Bears. Hawaii's coming up soon. I'd definitely be way too early from Aloha, hey, aloha, hoo. What up, Dewan? How you doing, sir? Yo, you had a great game yesterday, too, man. Respect for that, man. One of the more underrated guys in this thing, Dewan Williams, 100%. That's pretty much it for another episode of Way Too Early with Pat. Are we in the off season yet? No, because EFA still has to get their playoffs played and championship going. Hopefully, I'll get some information on that so I can show them the same love that I showed the LAL. Big shout out to Tammy. Great job yesterday. By the way, that LAL trophy was elite. Both trophies were elite. The MVP trophy was a very nice trophy, and the championship trophy, very nice trophy. Big shout out to LAL. Again, whatever you want to say about how the year started, they definitely ended the way that we had hoped, with just as much fanfare. Big shout out to everybody that came out to the game. It was well attended, great venue. I do know that they had an issue when it came to the field in Patterson, New Jersey. No disrespect to New Jersey, even though y'all fumbled the bag this year, but I think everything worked out for the best. And having the game in New York at a neutral spot, you know, coming from Brooklyn, coming from I was about to say upstate New York. I was about to say Dutchess County, whatever county that is. Rockland County, sorry. Coming from Rockland County down definitely is a better way to do it. So I'm off to a soccer game. Good luck, Anthony. And for another episode of Way Too Early, Pat, Coach Pat. Later.